and welcome back to Hash Time with Eitan. In case you're wondering, this is the first audio-only episode of Hash Time with Eitan that we've recorded so far. I have purchased a decent quality sounding microphone, and we are recording audio-only podcasts with the microphone. Do not worry, we will still have our weekly podcast with the video. You guys can see my pretty wonderful face. However, the purpose of doing this is that we can do this more often, and we can release one day or every day or every other day. We have Nadav with me here today. Nadav, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for inviting.
And today we are going to be going over me and Nadav's picks for the top 10 best candies on the market. Me and Nadav have each compiled a list of our top 10 favorite candies. And we are going to be comparing and contrasting those lists, and we would also love to hear the input from you guys as your favorite candies as well. Alright, Nadav, is there anything you'd like to say before we begin, just about candies in general?
This thing makes me wish it was Halloween.
Yeah, it's really a shame this year because Halloween, as you know, is probably not going to happen, and it truly is a shame.
Because it's a very special
Because
one.
this Halloween is actually in 10 years. It's the first Halloween in 10 years that's going to be on a Saturday. You heard me right. Halloween is on a Saturday this year. Number 2, it's due to daylight savings complications. Well, we actually get an extra hour of Halloween. So instead of being a 24-hour Halloween day, it's 25 hours. And lastly, it is the first time in 10 years that there's going to be a full moon on Halloween. Yes, you heard me, a full moon, which will add extra spookiness.
It's a shame that everyone's going to be dressing up as either bandits or people in hazmat suits and doctors.
Doctors, yes.
It's going to be a very famous pick.
Yeah, alright. So, let's dive right into the list. Nadav, what did you... So, we're going to be ranking them, number 1 being our least favorite, number 1 being our most favorite, and we're just going to get right into it. Nadav, what's your 10th spot?
For me, I put Babe Ruth's, because, it's a nice candy, but I don't really like the nuts in it. Like, adding nuts to candy doesn't really make a new candy.
So you're saying that just because you add nuts to an already existing candy, it doesn't create something new or special at all?
Yes.
All right.
It's like putting hot chili peppers in chocolate.
What do you like about Babe Ruth though?
I like the cream.
The cream?
The caramel.
Caramel. Do you like this special type of caramel that they have in Babe Ruth, or because a lot of other candies have caramel?
I just like caramel.
They have the old grandma caramels, the Mayweather caramels. I swear, when you can't buy those.
It is a beautiful thing.
You can't buy them anywhere, and the second you turn 60 years old, a crystal dish of them appears on your counter and never runs out.
Yeah.
But alright, personally, I chose Crunch Chocolate Bar for my number 10 spot, and that's solely because I really love the way that they included, that great snap, crackle, pop into the creamy chocolate, and one of the best things is sucking it because you get to really, enjoy the creamy chocolate and the snapping and crackling of the Rice Krispie treats. Well, the Rice Krispies sort of like thing in there, and I'm sure it's not actual Rice Krispie treats. So that is what I put for mine, and you put Babe Ruth for yours?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. What have you put for your 9th option?
For my 9th option, I put Hershey's chocolates because they are very good, but then again, it's just chocolate.
Okay, but elaborate on chocolate. They have hundreds of different types of chocolate.
It doesn't, candy's more of when you combine things. That's just,
So you're saying that candy is when you combine certain ingredients?
Yeah.
So certain ingredients or certain would you say a candy is like chocolate and nuts or just chocolate?
Well, better candy has the majority of.
You'd say that.
Yeah.
So I could tell you, do you think M&M's is a good candy?
Maybe.
Okay, but you just said that you can't have M&M's is just chocolate.
Well, no, it has the coating.
Special coating. That's what makes it good is the pop?
Yes.
All right. Personally, for my number 9 spot, I chose Take 5 which is pretty incredible actually, because what they essentially do is it's 5. It's pretzels, caramel, chocolate, sea salt. I believe that it is marshmallow fluff, and salt doesn't really count. It's those 4, and on top of it, I believe they put the crackly stuff that's in Crunch bars. It's funny because, in my opinion, Crunch was conspiracy theory for you guys. Crunch was founded some time ago. The bar's created, and I feel like there was this guy, a vendor, who was selling on the street, and he was selling things. And these people came up to him, and they're like, "Hey, could I buy these 5 different candies?" And he's like, "Sure." And they chose all those 5, and he's like, "Huh, what an interesting combination." They ate them all at once. They ate them all at the same time. They stacked them on. Like Pringles that you can stack, and they ate them all together, and it was very interesting because the guy was like, "Oh wow, I've had multiple people order this already. I feel like it's going to be a great success," and he started the bar, and I feel like that's going to be that was how it started. But
hey, special guest in town is Abba to weigh in on this delightful discussion. Hello.
We're talking about the top 10, where each of us are doing top 10 best candies.
Might I weigh in?
Sure, you can give it number 9
in
spot.
Short order, my own. Well, to begin with, it has to be chocolate or licorice. On the chocolate side, it has to be dark chocolate. Why vanilla when you can have chocolate? It makes no sense.
I do suppose.
White chocolate, ugh. I don't know what they were thinking about there.
It must have been a mistake.
Chocolate contaminated with nuts or any other element? Completely disrespectful. It must be pure, it must be dark.
Pure dark chocolate.
A little alcohol in it, acceptable.
Like bourbon chocolate?
Once, of course, you're 18.
I do suppose.
Otherwise, licorice, fresh out of the can.
Okay.
You cannot beat that.
Can?
You cannot.
Out of the jar, whatever you might call that.
Doesn't come in a jar anymore. You're old.
Oh my God, I'm so old.
Old
Generation AA talking here.
Got a man over here thinking liquor still comes in jars.
I'm generation like
cans.
C. You have to understand.
Yes, all right.
I'm so old, you'll be coming back to me in a couple of generations. Yes.
Well, anyways, moving on. Nadav, what is your number 8 spot on the list of candies? Snickers? Really?
Yes.
Why?
Well, because the world currently needs a Snickers.
The world needs a Snickers?
Yes. 2020 certainly does.
A Snickers. Why would you say Snickers? Is it a good thing necessarily? Does
the
it
caramel, the crunch, it's like very good.
Very good. So Snickers is renowned for its peanuts.
Mm-hmm.
And they did release a special almond flavor, which was rather bad, I must say. But that's interesting to hear from you, alright. Well, okay, personally, actually, number 8, I as well put Snickers.
Oh, what a coinky dink.
What a coinkle dinkle. Personally, I do really like the caramel and peanuts, but I feel like it's not very different from, say, something like Babe Ruth's, where all it is just different fillings, but it still has the same kind of crunchy, all those good bars like that, they essentially have they have a crunchy element, like nuts, or in the crunch, the Snap Crackle Pops, and they have chocolate, of course, and then they have some kind of gooey substance, like caramel, or the cream in the Babe Ruths. Yeah, that's interesting. I feel like Snickers, you can't really ever go wrong with Snickers unless the person has a peanut allergy. I feel like that would be an issue, but, honestly...
Then they're just weak.
Weaklings. Honestly, though, I don't really see the problem with it. Alright, for my number 7 is interesting. So I actually put M&M's for my number 7. And you're probably thinking, Eitan, what are you doing? What have you been smoking?
Yes.
M&M's are incredible, and while they are, I just feel like M&M's are too similar to Crunch bars to put them that far apart. And I feel like, especially with the M&M's, it's more like crunchy and sort of crispy. It's not really crispy, but it has that crispy kind of exterior shell. And, it really is delightful because, you shove a bunch of them in your mouth. But it's kind of like jelly beans where you enjoy one at a time. And I feel like that's kind of fun is you get to pick them out. Dad, what is your number 7 spot?
I put Reese's.
Reese's?
No matter what kind, it's Reese's.
I feel like the peanut butter. I feel like the smaller peanut butter cups are better than the larger ones because you end up getting more chocolate with the smaller ones.
It doesn't really matter about the chocolate or peanut butter ratio. It's a good combo.
The peanut butter and the chocolate. You're telling me is a good combo. And I really enjoy about that is the the creaminess of the peanut butter. They are able to make it a certain way that's very creamy, and I feel like that's really enjoyable. All right, Nadav, what did you put for your number 6 spot?
For my number 6 spot, I put Twizzler.
Twizzlers, and why did you put Twizzlers?
Because I just think licorice is very delicious.
Licorice? What type of licorice?
Well, Twizzlers preferably, but like red vines, I just
the
like
red
flavor.
licorice,
the strawberry flavor. Yes, red licorice.
Well, red vines and Twizzlers are two very different things.
Yes, they are.
Well, completely different flavor profiles.
And then let's not even get started on Australian black licorice.
Oh goodness, black licorice is amazing.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's definitely an acquired taste. I've had people revolted. I've seen people revolted at black licorice.
Yes.
Personally,
it insults me when people say, "Would you rather get raisins or black licorice?"
Personally, I feel it kind of weird, but enjoyable, kind of weird because on one hand it's bitter, but on the other hand it's sweet. So you end up getting this like bittersweet taste in your mouth, which is kind of enjoyable in my opinion. And moving on, number 6 spot, I put gummy bears on my number 6 spot. And while I enjoy gummy bears, I feel like they're more of my enjoyment of gummy bears is the rarity of being able to eat gummy bears. And I know what you're thinking, Eitan. Gummy bears are pretty public; they're pretty easy to get. And while that may be true for the average person, not true for me and Nadav as well, because kosher, which is I'm not gonna call it a handicap because. It isn't because there's a lot. Most food is kosher, but it's just harder to find kosher gummy bears because they have to use fish gelatin.
And it's also harder for people to believe that we've never had pepperoni.
Yes. Gummy bears is a delicacy, and it's not just gummy bears; it's also gummies in general. But the best, as you know, Israel. A lot of the food over there is kosher.
All of it.
And when our grandparents went to Israel, they brought us back several pounds of gummies. And it was quite
Which lasted 2 days.
It lasted less than 2 days. It was like 7 pounds of gummies. And kosher gummies are really good, actually. And they have kosher gummy bears, too. But overall, I think it's just because of the rarity. And, and I feel like that's really part of it, is the rarity and the being able to rare occasion of being able to have it. Right. Nadav, what did you put for your number 5 spot?
I put Crunch Bars.
Crunch Bars, okay.
Because I just like the nice crunch of the crispy and the chocolate. But I bet you that those aren't Rice Krispies. They're actually bugs in some way.
You think it's bugs?
Mm-hmm.
Inside, that's what the crunchy part is.
That wouldn't surprise me if it was a beetle.
A beetle? Crushed up beetle in the... I feel like that wouldn't be... FDA would be all over that.
Yeah, people eat bugs all over the place.
Really? But in chocolate, like, you think they're, they
go
hide
to the
it
airport, they'll sell worm lollipops.
Oh, I've seen cricket lollipops. It's kind of gross. You're literally sucking on a dead cricket, the eyes and everything. Ugh. My number 5 spot is, a lesser known candy called Pixie Sticks. Pixie Sticks, like a pixie and then sticks. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of it, especially the older ones of you might have heard it more. It's more common because it is an older candy. It used to be older. And Pixie Sticks is basically have you seen when you go to like Disneyland or some like gift shops, they have this giant thing, so they have these plastic tubes that you fill up with different flavored sugar. And you literally just eat straight up sugar, and that's
nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that, but that's just what you pay for.
Diabetes.
That's just what you pay for.
Diabetes in a tube.
Yes, Pixie Sticks is just like that, except it's a lot smaller, and there's the more flavors.
Indeed.
And they come in little tubes, like the straws. Like, you know how you get a straw on a paper thing? You just rip it off and eat. Do it. And My favorite thing is, especially with kids my age, we do pixie stick lines. Lines of pixie dust, it's called. Or you can just, like, you put them out, you lay it out on a table, but you just suck it up with your mouth, like... Yeah, no, I have witnessed children get high on pixie powder, and, yeah.
The teachers do not like it.
Teachers don't care. No, but it's definitely good. I had a friend named Michael, but I remember he...
Always 4th grade.
I'm not sure if it was him or some other kid, but they had a little plastic bag of the, so there was, like, this thing where you would, like, see how much, like, sugar you can fit into your mouth at one time, like, of the pixie powder. Before you died or went on a sugar high. And I vividly remember a plastic baggie full of the white powder, which was a strawberry flavor, and a plastic bag full of white powder in the pocket of a backpack. Doesn't go well when teachers find it. As you can tell, they think it's cocaine. And that didn't end well for that kid. It took a lot of explaining. Yeah, but, you know, that's just my story with pixie sticks. All right, Nadav, what is your number 4 spot? Now we're getting into the better, the more favorite, the better high quality candies.
I put Kit Kat.
Kit Kat. The bars.
Yes.
Okay, and why?
Because I just like the wafers, the snap of the bars.
That's the satisfying, like, when you crack
satisfying.
When you crack them.
Yes.
All right, yeah, the worst part is when someone just bites into it.
Or, like breaks it in half the wrong way. Then those people should not be with society and should be to the street.
Shall be withheld from society. Yes. Recent times, actually, they actually pulled through this, I believe, in certain parts of America. But Kit Kat, like other candy companies, in order to celebrate Pride Month, Gay Pride Month, what they did is so as you know, the lines on the Kit Kat are straight. And what they did is a special Pride Month
they made them all
edition
over the place.
Is they made the lines squiggly.
Actually, no, they didn't. They made the lines straight, but...
Oh, the lines were straight, but they're squiggly lines.
Completely uneven.
So it was squiggly lines. So instead
they ended up making a mistake of making them unparallel and not straight.
Well, yeah, so, like, certain pieces were bigger than others. It was pretty cool, actually, the idea behind it. And what they did was, like other candy companies that we'll get onto a little later, but it was kind of cool. They made, like, wavy lines, and they're like, it was a really nice display for Gay Pride Month. It was really nice, actually. A lot of people appreciated it, and unsurprisingly, their sales skyrocketed. I wonder why. A lot of support from a lot of different people. Moving on, my number 4 is Nerds. Not Nadav's Nerds.
That hurts my feelings.
Not Nadav's Nerds, different type of nerds. But basically, there's these little candy
like
nuggets, pebbles. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. They come in little boxes, and it's annoying to just shake them and hear all them rummaging around in there. It's great for trading at school. They get you a lot of leverage because everyone likes Nerds. They come in multiple different flavors. Overall, just a really good candy for me. I feel like they're sour. Really good things to pour, but like you can like pour the whole box in your mouth, like kind of swoosh them around your mouth and get all the flavor.
And then get sugar high.
Yeah. Nothing ever wrong. Be a little sugar tipsy. Alright. Nadav, what did you put for your number 3?
Top 3.
We're getting into like the best of the best here.
I put dots.
Dots.
I put these because of the whole, as Eitan explained, the gummy kosher issue.
The dots are one of the few gummy candies like Sour Patch that don't have any gelatin in them, which is really nice.
That's the main reason.
I would have added Sour Patch onto my list, but I feel like it kind of fits into the gummy category.
Yeah. A
little bit. But yeah, Sour Patch and Swedish Fish as well.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if you can qualify Swedish Fish as a gummy, though.
They technically are.
Technically, they qualify, but in my books, Swedish Fish aren't gummies.
So, what did you put for your number 3?
Number 3, I put Hershey's chocolate. And one of my favorite memories is going over to our grandmother's house in Florida. And she would always have this big, like, colorful dish of Hershey Kisses on her in the table in the family room next to the couch. And it's such a wonder to just to eat it and let it melt in your mouth, and it always brought a smile to my day to just be able to sit down and enjoy some chocolate while watching the view of the lake that their house is next to. I really like Hershey's because Milton Hershey actually invented milk chocolate, which is why their milk chocolate is different than others because they have a special patented recipe that makes it, really get that melt in your mouth. Fun fact of the day, actually, Hershey Kisses were named after Hershey Kisses were named after the sound they make on the machine when they come out, like kind of a sort of a kissing noise.
Yep.
Sort of one of those.
Okay, on to our top 2.
Top 2. This is our top 2 favorites. And now, what did you put for your second favorite?
I'd say I'd put Skittles.
Skittles? Really?
I just love the flavor, like how they're like chewy and like fruity, and also like Kit Kat. They did something for Pride Month. They took out all the color from their Skittles because they said all the rainbows should go to the
They did.
LGBTQ.
So for Pride Month, Skittles Corporation, I believe they're owned by Mars Candy, but I'm not entirely sure, made certain special limited edition packs of their candy where all of the Skittles were grayish white. And this was, they said, because the only rainbow that should matter is the rainbow of the gay pride flag. Surprisingly controversial to what the company thought and what the internet was reacting to, sales dramatically decreased for that month, and especially just for that for those specific types of Skittles, because one of the best things of Skittles is there's certain flavors that are good.
What happened to Taste the Rainbow?
Taste the Rainbow, exactly. That phrasing kind of fit there. Now you can't really tell which flavor's which, and one of the reasons Skittles are so appealing is because of the wonderful vibrant colors. And so sales dropped for that month, but it was still a wonderful display for the community, and people really enjoyed it.
Number 1.
I still have to do my number 2.
Oh,
number 2 for me is Kit Kat. Just Kit Kat, like the Nadav said. Now it's number 4. Mine's number 2. Kit Kat all around is crunchy. I like to. It's fun because hot take. Israeli Kit Kats. I got from my wonderful grandmother. I'm not sure what they're called. I believe they're called Keith Kat. Some form
like,
of that. It's like
Israeli Kit Kats.
Israeli Kit Kats, Keith Kat. I can't remember the exact name. We got them in a big bag.
Very
so good. Incredible. Honestly, they were amazing. They're like 10 times better than the regular Kit Kat bar, and they were so great. All right, moving on to
number 1.
Number 1, the best candy for each of us. Part of my little voice crack there. Nadav, what is your number 1 favorite candy?
My favorite candy of Halloween last year was Three Musketeers.
3 Musketeers? Really?
I just love the cream.
Okay, but it's 3 Musketeers.
And
you place that below Skittles and below Snickers?
No, I put them above.
I know, above Snickers and above Skittles?
I know, I just really loved the cream. I loved the chocolate. I mean, who wouldn't want to be your taste buds be saved by, of course, Three Musketeers.
I mean, it's kind of weird to dedicate your taste buds to a piece of chocolate named after infantry soldiers.
Well, see,
here's my hot take.
Sure, they do give out a lot of it, but when they say fun size, it's not really that fun.
Yeah, I hate it. It's like fun size. No, fun size is never fun. The big ones are fun. You know what I actually think happened? 3 isn't really a good number. I think there were originally 4 Musketeers.
But one got cut off the business.
4 Musketeers. And one of them didn't like the candy. And the other 2 Musketeers were not happy about this. So they, made Bob disappear. And now there's only 3 of them left. Mm-hmm. And now they run the business together. And the extra 1% goes to some form of charitable donation. Anyways, that, for me, that's a little shady. I mean, 3 is such an odd number. Why would there just be 3?
Exactly.
It's almost as bad as the conspiracy theory for Snickers. Conspiracy theory is that the originality of the Snickers was this evil man had a Snickers sweatshop in his basement, and he would kidnap kids and have them make Snickers bars for him.
And he would snicker.
And the candy, after he died, the children renamed the candy Snickers because the man would always go, ha ha ha! Free child labor! Ha ha! Yeah.
Okay.
Moving on.
What is your number one favorite candy?
My number one favorite candy of all time, it really has to be Reese's Pieces.
You mean M&M ripoffs?
No. That's the thing. Uncultured swine like you don't understand, okay? Reese's Pieces, okay? It has from all realities of the candy world. It has creamy peanut butter. It has creamy chocolate, light or dark, you can choose. It has the crunchiness from the Crunch Bar. And if you notice, it has every single attribute of all of the candies on my list. It's small like M&M's. It's crunchy like Crunch Bars, okay? It's creamy like Hershey's and the Kit Kats. Right, and it's peanut buttery, like Reese's Pieces, because it literally is from the Reese's company. And to be honest, again, like the gummy bears, I like them because they are rare. You cannot just go into any store and buy these. I guarantee you the king size ones. Like the big box, the only place I've been able to find them are at the dollar store, way on the other side of like Carlsbad, which Ema never takes me there because like do not take me like 7 miles just to go get some Reese's Pieces. Personally, though, that's my favorite. They're great for movies. They're great for snacking. They're great to just let them melt in your mouth, and the warm, little salty peanut butter rolls all over your tongue. And to be honest, for me, it's just another level of the candy experience. You know, that's our top 10. That's our top 10 lists. Thank you for listening. If I can, I will plug a final version of both of our lists in the video, which you'll probably see about now. And thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in today to the Hash Time With Eitan first audio podcast. Remember to like and, more importantly, subscribe to the channel.
Turn on notifications.
And enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for listening, and have